Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you a brief overview and review of Dungeon Petz. This is a worker placement game where you are taking care of pets that you purchase with gold, and you're trying to meet their needs of whatever the needs is at the moment. It changes per round. Sometimes it's food, sometimes they need to play, sometimes they're angry. What are all the ones?
Anger.
Yeah, it's anger, food, and want to play, right?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes there's also the magic.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to meet those needs or they will gain a suffering cube. And if the suffering cubes are equal to or more than the number of little color bars at the time, those will be going up as they age. You lose your pet and they're out of the game. So it's a balance of this game of choosing the right actions, the right cards that you're going to play when you're showing off your pet and figure out what needs they need. And also you're trying to sell your pets to the dungeon, or they call it the dungeon master. I forget what they're called, but you're trying to sell your pets and you're trying to win in the exhibition. So all of this is largely based on your pet's needs being met and what needs they have that round, your artifacts that you're getting. So these the ones that are buying your pets, they require specific needs or artifacts to be for them to buy the pet. And also there's certain things that determine how much you get for your pet. Certain things make them less valuable, such as suffering tokens, mutation tokens. You lose your pet, I need to mention, if you have more than 2 or more mutation tokens. If you can't meet their anger need. In other words, if you can't, this red on the cage, the red 1 here, accounts for 1 anger. So you need to have enough to meet. If you play more than 1 anger card and that's all you have, you're going to lose that pet if you don't have an imp to catch it. The imp, you have to have some left back home to be able to put there to chase the pet and catch it. So there's a lot of little things to this game. You're going to constantly be trying to get more cages because if you don't have a cage, you have nowhere to put your pet. You'll be cleaning poo from the cages because that also affects things, having too much poo in there. You will be gaining food. It's either vegetables or meat or both, depending if you go here. You can go get artifacts. You can go to the platform, which allows you to get more imps that are your faraway relatives. You have to get on the platform and to be able to get those. The platform determines how much you sell or the exhibition. But you can go here if you want to be the judge of the exposition. It gives you a +2 advantage. There's a lot to this game. So you have your imps, your minions in your color. You've got your needs cards in 4 different colors. You will always start the next round with 4 different colors. Always start with the same amount because you're going to be drawing the cards each time for the colors. Whatever colors are here showing on your pet are the amount of cards you're going to be drawing. You're going to be playing that many cards. You get to choose which ones you play, but you need to make sure, if you can, that you have all those needs or the ability to meet those needs. So it becomes really challenging as your pets age more and as they need more cards and things. This is where you get the pets. They're babies here, they're grown here, and they're always start at 2 when they're babies, and then they go up to 3 when they're up here. If these aren't purchased, those go away for the rest of the game, and these will move up. So it's a constant movement in this game of moving stuff, kind of aging it. Your food ages. You're always round and round aging your food. So there is quite a bit of maintenance between rounds in this game. You also have to reset the food, the artifacts, based on what cards appear for that round. And of course, the winner of the game is the one that has the most points, because the points means you were the most successful at your exhibitions and other things throughout the game. So I know that's very brief, but there is a lot to this game. I really can't go over all of it. There's some great how to play videos.
Yeah, it would take 30 minutes.
That show you the specifics of every little thing in this game. There's a lot of little rules. I will say you spend you spend quite a bit of time your first game just setting it up, because you have to put the little pets together, and there's quite a few of them. And just, there's a lot of little things you have to do before you even start to play, and then learning it. This is a 3.8 on Board Game Geek. It's not a hard game. Like, once you start playing it, it's not hard, but it's just getting there. It felt like I was studying for like a college class or something. It was a lot of learning. But if you like complex games, worker placement, complex games, it's not hard. It's not a hard game.
Yeah, your first game would just take a while.
Your first game is painful. I'm going to say it's very painful, because you will be referencing this book the entire time. So you kind of feel like you're studying rather than playing a game. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game, the first game. So I guess I'm really going into my review, huh? So this is a game, if you have the time to invest in learning it, playing it several times, it would be an enjoyable game. If you only have, like us, if you have a busy lifestyle, and this took hours out of our day just to learn it and play it.
And set up. And
so it's going to take by the time this gets to the table again, we'll have to go through all that again, because we won't remember it. We'll remember bits and pieces, but we won't remember all that. So we'll have to learn it all again and set it up. It's one of those games you really have to have the time to invest and play it often, so you know it. So when you play it, it will actually be fun. It won't be constant, oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? There was a player aid that we printed off from Board Game Geek. Whoever put that up, thank you. It kind of breaks it down, because there's no player aid for this game. It kind of breaks it down, but you do have to know what they mean. It doesn't give you details, but it kind of gives you the phases. Like, the phase 1 is set up. It's where you reveal the new information of the exhibition and the customer. Then you add the new stuff, the cages, the add-ons, artifacts, pets. These are all moving, sliding and moving.
Well, there is kind of a player aid, but it's more iconography.
Their player aid is not... I don't do well with that. It's just, to me, it looks like caveman sketches. I don't do well with that type of player aids. I like something like this where it has words. Then you have your shopping. That's where you send your imps out. It's a hidden phase in the game. You put a certain amount of imps, certain amount of gold. The one that has the most imps gets to go first. You drag all those imps out to whatever space you want to do, whichever action. And if you had gold there, you have to pay it, whether you have to actually pay it to do... There's only 3 spaces you pay gold, these 3. The rest is free actions, but if you put gold there, you have to pay. Because gold counts as an imp, I guess. It's like, instead of 3 here, I'd say it'd be like I have 4, because I have that piece of gold there. You are going to want to keep some imps back, especially later in the game, to take care of your pets. Like, some of them will want to play. Some of them will get angry and need you to chase them. I will say some of the cages have things that meet some of the needs. Like, that meets the play need. It meets one of the anger, one of the magic. There are some that meet cages that meet the poo. There's one that meets the food. I think we could have them. We have one of those on our board.
And the add-ons.
Yeah, and the add-ons help for the play and food. So they are things that are permanent that help you to meet those needs, and you're definitely going to need that later in the game. So then you draw your needs cards. You arrange your cages and pets. You draw your needs cards. Then you assign them to each pet. Then you care for your pets. That's when you're showing them off, meeting their needs. Then you do your score the exhibition. Again, that's based on the needs met and the exhibition card at the moment. It tells you what scores and what counts against you. For instance, this one, all the anger need cards are times 2 points, but all the play ones are minus. So you would just calculate that. And it also tells you what food will be on the umbrellas this round. Then you go to the business part, which you sell a pet. That doesn't start till round 3. You can sell a pet. You discard the assigned needs. Use any available imps to remove manure. They can remove 2 manure from an empty cage, or you can take 1 gold for any imps that are still back. You gain a gold. Your pets age, so you move them up however many arrows are showing, you move them up that many. Your food loses freshness, so you move that over, or don't put it back if it's ends up on the X mark, means it's spoiled. Then you bring all your imps back from the platform, and some of them will be in the hospital. If they do chase the imp, I believe they go to the hospital. Yeah. Not the imp. If the imp chases the pet, like if they get angry and you can't meet that need, they chase it, but they will get hurt. They end up in the hospital. You won't get that one back until the next round. Then you start the next round. You move the progress marker. You do all your maintenance. Then this first player token moves to the next person, and you just keep going for 6 rounds. Until someone has won the game. So it is a good game. I would give us a 7. And it would be fun. We would have had more fun if we had more time to invest in playing it. Because I know this is a highly rated game. It's been around for a long time. So I would just take that with a grain of salt. But if you're a busy person, this is probably not the game for you right now. Probably a good game for when you have time to play a few times and really learn it.
Yeah.
And play with the same playing group, I would suggest, because if you have to teach this to someone, you will have an unfair advantage because it's going to take them multiple games to really get it to where they can truly strategically play. There's a lot of strategy and in the actions you take, in the because you have all the information ahead of the round, you're going to have that advantage knowing what's the best thing to do to, get the highest exhibition. It's just, you would have an advantage. So, but this is a great game. It's just little much for us at this moment in our life. So what do you think about it?
So I really like the design illustration and the theme of the game. I think they did a good job. Also, the component quality is really good. The dials are some of the best dials I've seen in game. They easily remove, and if you mess up, you could just take them off really easy and readjust it. Like I said, the little trolls, or what are they? I forgot what they are.
Imps.
The imps
and minions
are cool looking.
They remind me of Yoda.
And they even add stickers for these.
Mm-hmm.
So
the stickers were very high quality.
Yeah, and they stick quite good compared to a lot of the other ones, even Kickstarter ones. So very impressed. So really like the components. Replayability is high because there's a lot of things you can do. As far as mechanics are a little bit time consuming, as she stated, because there's so much micromanaging that you have to do in the game that it will kind of at times overwhelm you unless you have a proper player aid or some type of documentation on how each step and everything works, because you might miss some stuff. But overall, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. I think this is a great strategic game, which has a lot of replayability and a lot of cool themes and mechanics. But I think it's something that it's very niche that some people will like and some people won't. I think we stand kind of in the middle because it's something we do like, but we don't have time for. And especially because of the setup. The setup takes a while, probably 20, 25 minutes, and that's with 2 people. And so there's a lot to the game and for the mouse setup to play time, I think that's a little unbalanced.
And the maintenance in between.
Yeah. So, and not a proper player aid that really, it's easy to reference. So 7 out of 10. So what did you do? Yeah.
I already said it.
Okay. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Social media stuff below in the description. We'll have a link of where to buy the game, and we'll see you in the next video.